Okay, I'm going to go over the Squarespace portfolio website project worksheet. I'm going to download it, and then we'll go over this. So for this assignment, we're going to make a Squarespace portfolio website. I decided to go ahead and just make it your portfolio website because last year I had students do their portfolio website in WordPress, and they just really were not impressed. I think as time goes on, WordPress just becomes a little bit more confusing because they keep on adding things to it, and it's just become a kind of a confusing platform for students to use for their portfolio website. It's definitely, WordPress is useful for a lot of things, and it's still used a lot, but it's way easier to break your site with WordPress. So that's why we're going to go with Squarespace for the portfolio website. If you really don't want to do it in Squarespace, you can discuss that with me, or you could do two websites. You could do one in Squarespace, and then you could do one in WordPress. And then if you decide you like the WordPress one better, then you can go with the WordPress one. So, building a website with Squarespace is pretty straightforward. I would say it's pretty much as friendly in a lot of ways as Wix is. And it's hard to break your site using this editor or CMS system, content management system. So please construct a portfolio website. It will feature your work as a designer, artist in a professional way. It'll contain information about you and your skill set and any services you want to advertise. And think about a resume, and this will be your virtual visual resume. So if you're out there trying to find a job, or if people are checking you out online and they want to see, well, maybe I want that person to design me a logo, they can go to your site and see what kind of work you do, and then decide, yeah, I think I like this person. I'm going to give them a call or fill out the contact form, and then you can get a hold of clients that way with this potentially. Or if you're going to be working for somebody else, they can look at your work, and it's basically kind of an example of the kind of work you do. And do I want to hire this person to be a designer for my company? Yes, I like their work. I saw their website. It's very nice. And then I also read their resume. So something to think about. Potential employers or clients might be looking at this site. So your portfolio website should have at least 3 pages. You can do more if you wish. So you can have an About Me page, a work page, maybe an e-commerce page if you want to add that to the site. If you do that, that's going to obviously get you a better grade. Maybe a contact page. Any other pages you might want to add, it's kind of up to you what you need for your own specific purposes. So include a contact form somewhere on your site. 8 examples at least, maybe more. I would consider putting more on there. Definitely try to pick your best work that you've done that you want potential employers or clients to see. And then put text explaining the work. Maybe you'll have a whole page on that one piece with different well-lit images from different angles, maybe that kind of thing. Use a mixture of original photos and stock photos on your site. Use a logo on your website. I believe most of you should have a logo for yourself. Alter your logo if you need to by changing the colors. The configuration slightly might need to change depending on how it looks on the website. But just get it looking that it's best on the web page. And you might even have to bring it into Photoshop, remove the background, save it out with a transparent background to make it look its best on the web page. And just remember, you can do that in Photoshop. Just export out a PNG file if you end up doing that. Make sure to include a browser icon, or favicon is another word, and a social sharing logo. So definitely within the design section, I believe, is where you would do that, somewhere in the design section. Edit the header and footer thoroughly, remove the Made with Squarespace text at the bottom of the footer to make it look more professional. And then edit each page for mobile view. So every page that you make, edit it in desktop view, obviously, but also switch it over to the mobile view and make sure it's looking good and make adjustments if it doesn't. So you might have different styling for, mobile to desktop, depending, because things are going to look different on a smaller screen. So sometimes you have to style that page differently. It's super easy to do. Use a gallery or slideshow somewhere on your website. Probably a gallery would be a good place to show your work, potentially. Provide a button with a link to your resume. PDF to your resume somewhere on the site. So you can just directly download the PDF of your resume, basically. Maybe even update your resume so that, when you graduate, you only have to make a few changes, hopefully. And this site will hopefully be something that you actually push live and use after the class is done. Just make sure to alter your website thoroughly. I mean, change the text color layout to customize it to your needs. Make it look different. Be thorough with the edits to your template design. I don't want to see anything left behind by the template that you chose. So comb through each of those pages, make sure it's meeting your needs as your portfolio website, and make sure you're updating it thoroughly. I would say include at least 2 testimonials from people you've done work for in the past. Use their names, put a quote in there if you want to. You can even add like pictures of those clients that you've worked with, or past employers. Think of layouts that will complement and display the information in a visually appealing and easy to understand way. Add in a blog page. I want you to edit that blog page, include images of your work that you're currently working on or that you plan on working on, and include images, like I said, to make it more interesting for viewers. You can add in a video anywhere, other media. If you've made a video, I think some of you may have made videos, like at least one for me in the past, so you can add that in. It's optional, but it's something that you could add in. Add a commerce page to your website if you want to. If you have some things that you want to sell, it's a good place to do it. If you have a lot of things, if you're planning on like opening an online store, then you should probably go with like a CMS system, a content management system that's actually made for that. Like Shopify is a main one. I think there's like WooCommerce or something. So there's actual CMS systems like Squarespace that are specific for selling online. But Squarespace is not a bad place to sell a few things if you have a couple of things that you want to sell. So a good way to start this is just create a folder, get some images of your work in there, some high quality ones, maybe take some images if you need to, get your resume updated as much as possible, download that as a PDF, put that in that folder that you made with the images of your work, get an image of you that you like, and then make sure your images are not huge, because if they're super big, they're just going to slow down your website load time. Squarespace might actually size it down for you to some degree, but I'm not sure. Or it might not allow you to even upload really large images, so you might have to bring those into Photoshop and size them down. This is basically log in to Squarespace, pick a template, begin customizing your template. Make sure you meet all the requirements listed above. Submit your URL to me in Brightspace for a grade by the due date, and then just present to the class on the due date. And so that will be a Monday, I believe, November 15th at 6 p.m. And remember, there's a 14-day free trial with Squarespace. And I think it is a good idea for you guys to consider, actually pushing these live eventually. I think it is important for every designer to have a portfolio website online that's being used and updated regularly. So definitely consider actually buying and launching the site for real online. And we will see you next Monday, October 25th.